Hi Taurus, welcome in. We're going to do a quick 48-hour reading for you. I attempted this earlier and it just did not work out. Bear with me as I catch my breath. The energy here is a bit rough. So I'm going to buy some lemons later and cleanse the energy here. But I do want to thank you for your presence. Now the one card that came out in the previous attempt was the Truth to be Told card. And I really do feel like it's a time where your honesty is coming into play, feeling as if you know the truth in a situation, even if you're not expressing it, okay? And I really do feel as if you need to breathe. The energy in a situation may be a little bit rough and make you a little bit shaky to a certain extent. Other people need to breathe, okay? Let's see. What do we have for Taurus? For Taurus. Not for you, okay? There's a focus on what energies are making you a bit nervous and what energy is not for you, okay? If you're considering dating certain people, there's a true highlight on who's not right for you, right? The type of person, the type of energy, type of lifestyle. I do feel as if there's also a focus on what actually feels enjoyable, okay? As far as when you're working, certain habits, routines, I need to focus on your health. But you're going to be pushed to ask yourself certain important questions. Why are you feeling the way you feel? Okay? Why is a certain type of energy affecting you so much? And why are you feeling as if work isn't as enjoyable as it should be? Okay? What is triggering you? Okay? Bear with me. What is triggering you? I do feel as if people will be looking at you in a very attractive light. You're looking good at this time, but how can we enhance that? Okay, I need to just shake it off, kind of like the 48-hour reading I did for Leo yesterday. And I do really feel as if there's a focus on your individual happiness, okay? I need to prioritize that happiness. When you're feeling extra joyful, vibrant, what were you just doing? What were you wrapped up with, right? I need to escape a situation when the energy feels very unhealthy, or you just feel as if you're not in a healthy mindset. New strategies need to be implemented to make sure you're living a healthy lifestyle, or like I was saying before with the lemons, to cleanse the energy, to figure out how to feel better in one's skin, okay? I'm not saying, I do feel like you're comfortable in your own skin, but it just feels like there's an unhealthiness about certain surroundings or just maybe your approach to certain levels of success that you wish to accomplish. I do feel like new endeavors, new adjustments are very successful for you, okay? Let's pull a couple more and then we'll move on to the tarot. But we have to the sea. So a very Six of Swords vibe, where you're going to need to separate oneself once again from yourself once again from what doesn't feel right. I do feel as if there's thoughts of travel, okay? Water will be your best friend as far as cleansing your energy, stuff of that nature, feeling soothing, whatever feels peaceful that needs to be highlighted at this time. The number 7 spiritually, that's speaking upon the next 48 for you, but I really do feel as if there's a focus on your fire placements, okay? On your masculine side, on your fiery, passionate side. What's making you feel passionate in the next 48, okay? Let's pull some tarot. We have Temperance. So there's a need to have an immense amount of patience in the next 48 in regards to, again, what feeling is in the air in a situation when it comes to other people, background noises, even when it comes to your own thoughts and emotions. There may be a couple moments or several moments in the next 48 where you have to just pick oneself back up, not feeling ultra motivated, right? Slipping on your words, just wanting things to be perfect, but needing to just kind of re-motivate oneself or dig for that motivation, that strength at the beginning of the day or midday, you name it. I just feel like you want to do more in the next 48 than you actually can, but I need to be flexible in regards to when you get things done, how you get things accomplished, and just moving around certain obstacles, okay? They're saying, or hop over them. Okay, there's a focus on faces and your attraction to other people's face, improving your complexion potentially. I do feel like your eyes are taking a highlight for whatever reason. Eye contact as well. I sense there's a vibe about you in the next 48 where you're not wanting to associate oneself with people who are just of negative energy. Energy keeps coming up in this reading. Or just people who are very negative, right? It's like steer clear of them. Please don't associate yourself with me. I just need to be in a high vibration, in good I just want to maintain my good vibes, okay? And if you're not about that, then I'm not about you, period, okay? What else do we have for Taurus? Flopping out the Three of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Hermit. I do feel like in the midst of spending some quality time alone, you may have heavy Virgo in your chart, but I do feel like spending time alone, in the next 48 is very essential and will feel most comfortable. Not to say you won't want to connect with people and find comfort with that, but I do sense that your alone time will feel best to you. But there's going to be certain levels of healing that needs to take place in the next 48, and you may once again be picking up on certain people's emotions and, okay, I'm hearing distrust in the midst of being by oneself in your solitude. There's also going to be a focus on why you don't trust people, right? Whether it's a lack of trust when it comes to dating people, your relationship, when it comes to certain friends, people you live with even. I just feel like your past is, they're saying, damaged you to a certain extent, and that's not to speak negatively upon the type of individual you are, but it does feel like you need to go through some healing in that sense as well, okay? Potentially some physical healing as well, feeling like a bit of a busybody recently, even in the next 48, again wanting to accomplish more than you can or should, and this causing you to have to go through a bit of physical healing, right? Those of you who like to work out a lot, do continue or get back to doing so in the next 48, but it feels like healing from that as well. But I do feel like your confidence is taking a focus. I'm feeling less shaky at this point in the reading. So there's a push to not stop doing something just because it makes you a little bit nervous or just because it makes you feel a little bit off at first. There's a need to just shake it off and move towards a level of success. But with the King of Wands, I really do feel as if you are confident, you're passionate. Again, a focus on what makes you feel passionate, that needs to take a highlight. I do feel as if Mother Nature is going to be your best friend as a source to escape to, as a level of peace. It's hard to overthink, as I always say, when you're wrapped up with Mother Nature. But there's levels of conflict within other people surrounding you, could even be in your own mind, heart, and soul at a certain point or several points. But it's this reminder to steer clear of the gossip, steer clear of the negativity, and just wrap oneself up with what feels healthy, right? Healthy content, right? Healthy foods, drinks, stuff like that. But I do feel as if with the Truth card, once again, let me find it, bear with me, and the Ace of Swords, it's a next 48 full of clarity, as I missed the card. A lot of clarity coming in, a lot of truth being either expressed, but it feels like more so building up within oneself or being reminded to you so that you can move forward in a very clear manner, all right? I do feel as if you kind of want to tell somebody how it is, or just change somebody or change how something's being run or managed, but there's not much you can do in that sense. So you may find other ways in the next 48 to channel that desire for control, all right? And I do sense that, again, if I didn't mention it already, there's a desire to feel stronger, whether that's actually physically, right? Could be lifting weights and stuff of that nature. But I do feel like there's a desire to feel stronger in the moment, right? When the energy is affecting you, when your emotions are getting the best of you to an extent, or you just feel like you need to go through that healing. But a reminder that you understand yourself the best at this point along your path, being more mature than you used to be. Not sure why that came out. So how are you going to regain that strength? How are you going to feel stronger? How are you going to heal oneself all the meanwhile? I do feel like self-care needs to come into play to help you feel like the best version of yourself, or just a healthier version of yourself. Don't be surprised if you see infinity symbols in the next 48 as spirits reminding you that your possibilities at this time are endless. And I really do feel like people are going to see you as an example, as an inspiration. But I also feel like you need to discard the judgments coming towards you, especially if you're putting yourself out there on social media, as I do feel like there's a lot of positives coming towards you, right? Even an increase in business, I feel the need to say, and eyes peeled upon you. But that at times can come with a bit of negativity, the naysayers, right? And I do sense that there is a message of concern. I'm hearing if you do have social media and there's a negative comment or two, just delete it, don't respond. That's key. But a message of concern might come through from a family member, okay, or somebody who you're connected to energetically. I do sense that anything you post on social media will be very popular, okay? I also feel like a pet, a dog or a cat specifically, will take a focus as a level of comfort, but your thoughts need to be highlighted at a certain point. Spirit's going to speak loud and clear through your thoughts. And I do feel like this is going to help you at a certain point, but then it could make you question things at another point. So decipher as to what's actually beneficial for you all the meanwhile. There's also a focus on art, on creations, okay? What are you feeling inclined to create at this time? And why are you holding oneself back to an extent? I feel like any sort of creative development, any sort of creative activities, like creating art, for example, making music, stuff like that, that's gonna feel good as far as getting a creative release. And I do feel like that's all, again, part of the healing process for you. Let's pull a couple more. This is the Kipper deck, if you were wondering, for Taurus. And then we'll wrap this up. Main male, there's a focus on a main male in a situation and whether or not they're healthy themselves. I'm hearing steer clear. Steer clear. This could be a boss figure. It could be a main person in a living situation, a family, you name it. I feel like you just need to kind of move towards your alone time in that situation, right? I do feel like as well, Spirit's forewarning you not to overspend because you don't want to be in a state of poverty or a state of lack financially moving forward. Not to say there isn't money flowing in the next 48, because I do feel like there is. They're saying transfer that money over, but you need to make sure you're being smart with what money you're putting forth towards what. Don't overspend, okay? What else do I have for Taurus? I'm hearing look up, look up. Now they want me to look at the camera, but I also feel like looking up at the sky at a certain point will have a true relevance for your next 48. It will be important for whatever reason. Now, when you feel inclined to take a picture, take it. You'll thank yourself moving forward. And don't second guess whether or not to post something. Marriage, there's a focus on some of you desiring marriage. You could be thinking about dating and stuff of that nature, or even actively dating people or one person. But I also feel like what you're committed to at this time is thriving. What you're committed to at this time is thriving. I sense that people admire your work, okay? And you putting yourself out there is helping you progress with something. I sense that you're about to, in the upcoming weeks, cross, okay, they're saying a threshold, cross a landmark, if you will, and exceed it, and that will help you even expand things more so, okay? Now, I do feel like you're pushed to recognize that, once again, if you're single, a particular option is not right for you, even if they're interested in you. I sense that if you're single and looking for someone to date, or multiple people, or you're considering new friends, you're very, very picky at this time, having very high standards. But there's a focus on your path, your journey, and how it's changing you all the meanwhile. Now, remember, the environment you wrap oneself up in and people you wrap yourself up in, that can change you over time. So there's a need to remember that your standards being high and needing to continue to be picky even more so is essential, because you don't want to see oneself changing in a negative sense, right? On a core level, habitually, due to associating oneself with the wrong type of people. I'm hearing completion as I'm drawn to the number 10 on here. I need to recognize what needs to be completed, whether it's certain connections, certain levels of association, habits, you name it. Move towards the peace, move towards what feels comfortable, and don't second guess the fact that you deserve love in this lifetime. I don't know why I feel the need to say that. It's whether or not you're having certain complications in a relationship, or you're still looking for love, or just wanting to feel that comfort in one way, shape, or form. Keep the hope alive, my friend. Keep the hope alive in more than one way in the next 48, as things are changing for you for the better, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your next 48, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Taurus.